Hi everybody, this is Debbie from the Inspiration Station. For 2020, I decided to create a mood board each month to help you get inspired for your crafting. In January, I created this cozy winter mood board. Of course, I live in the woods and I see deer in my yard all the time. So for me, in the winter, the deer are always a staple. This picture invoked that warm, cozy feeling of sitting at home during a snowstorm, wrapped in a fuzzy blanket and drinking a nice hot cup of whatever your beverage of choice is. Of course, we have the logs by the fire because that's cozy, and this picture just helped me bring together several elements: the wood tones, the greenery, this pattern that is shown here, just to give you an idea of things that you could add to your page to create a warm and cozy look. The other thing that you could use this for would be story ideas. So in this case, I like to read. I don't put all this stuff on a tray on my bed when I read, but it's a nice picture to remind you that sitting in a nice cozy atmosphere with your warm beverage and reading is a great activity in the winter. And if you enjoy that, you could do a page about that. Also the candles and the warm blankets, just different color ideas to inspire your crafting. Below, I put squares of colors that I took from these photos to give you a color palette to use. I had a couple of people who posted photos to our Facebook page showing what they had created. I hope in the coming months more people will participate with that. I will be posting my pages as I make them. This is my February board, which I'm calling Sweet Love. Of course, February is Valentine's Day, but I don't do the traditional Valentine's thing. I'm not a big red fan. I don't use a lot of red other than at Christmas, so I decided to go with more pastel tones. I still kept the love theme. I found this photo using Scrabble letters to spell out the word love, and it does show the traditional red and the roses. But this candy dish here is another way to look at it. You've got a tone-on-tone background and some pastel colors. Still very pretty. Also, these hearts that are done in bokeh, I love that idea, and you could use that idea to take photos using a bokeh effect. These colors just go great together, this very pale pastel teal, blue, and pink. And the heart balloons are cute. So you could use those as a jumping off point and talk about maybe sometime that you've had, I don't know, maybe a hot air balloon ride or balloons in an amusement park, anything to get you thinking of different stories. Of course, if you know me, you know I have to have wood or wood grain in pretty much everything I do. So I found these wood hearts, which I love. And if I could find these in real life, I would definitely be buying them. Then to add some little spice to the mix, I found this photo of these pastel colored ice cream cones with the little sprinkles on top. So you could use those as an inspiration piece as well. Once again, I chose the color palette from these photos, and it's just a lovely pastel color palette with some chocolate brown or warm tones thrown in. So I wanted to show you a couple of things that I will be doing this month to incorporate these ideas. So of course, we're talking Valentine's Day and love, and I found that I had these strips of paper from a cut-apart sheet. I don't remember where it came from, but they're gold hearts, and then you can actually punch out the little white ones and let the paper behind show through. I haven't done that yet because I'm not sure how I'll be using them, but I pulled those out to put in my kit for the month. Another thing that I did, I really love enamel dots, so I went and I pulled a few different colors of enamel dots. These have the teal and the warm brown. If you're looking at these and wondering where they came from, I actually cut apart my enamel dot sheets that are multicolor and then make just an index card, a 3x5 index card, and I glue them all on by color family so that when I'm looking for an accent, I can go to this creamy white or this teal blue and not have to search through hundreds of cards of enamel dots. And if you think I'm exaggerating that I have hundreds of cards of enamel dots, I'm not. But that's another story. Another thing that you can do, you may not think about, is go through some of your cut apart sheets. Now, I probably would never use this tag by itself, but by taking a punch of a ticket, I cut out the hello. So I will use that. Oh, and look who decided to join us. This is Smokey. She only comes to me when I'm filming. We'll put her out of the way. One of the things that inspired me from this sheet was this alpha set. It's actually a full sheet. I cut it apart to fit it in my pages better, but this color was perfect, so I'll be using that. I'll probably end up using these alphas as well. Some of the papers that I like, this one here goes with these stickers, and it's just got all the colors on it, and I have actually started to cut this one apart. This is one of the pages that I started. I have not put the photos on it yet, but Kristen, who used to work with us, had brought this hexagon punch in one day when we were working together, and she did a great Disney page, and I loved it. So I decided to cut apart some of the papers that I had in the color scheme with the hexagons, and I put them onto this background paper. It was a really, really bright color, so I did put some gesso on, which got a couple of my friends freaking out because they didn't think I should be covering up the beautiful clouds. But anyway, I covered them with some gesso, put my hexagons down, and then added a few splats with Diane Reevely ink, the spray ink, but I didn't spray it. I just took the nozzle out of the bottle and flicked it on there. So I'm not sure which photos I'll use yet, but this definitely goes with the color scheme. We've got the hearts in there for Valentines, so I'll see what I come up with. Another idea that you can do, you don't have to use all pattern paper and cardstock full sheets when you're creating. A lot of us have these Project Life or pocket cards floating around. Some of us have way too many of them. I blame my friend Julie, who just keeps giving me all of her extras, and now I have way too many, but we're working on that. So I went through and I pulled several that I thought matched this color scheme well. Now, if I flip them over, you'll see that they don't always go with it. In this case, you know, the browns and maybe the pink could do, but I chose them for this side. So I will definitely be figuring out a way to add these into my projects this month. Also, I have some leftover planner stickers here that happen to go in the color scheme. I don't know how I'll use them. Maybe add them to clusters, maybe add some dates on there. I don't know yet, but we'll see. There's a whole bunch in here. So you can see that I've gone through. I try to keep my supplies by color because that's how I think. Here's another one of those tags. It's got the hearts, it's got good times. I may end up cutting this down. Oftentimes I'll do that because I don't use these big tags, but I can take a large tag like this, cut it down so it's just this piece, and add it to a page. And then I'll still have the tag portion that I can use somewhere else, which is probably what I'll end up doing with this. I may tuck it under something or cut it off, who knows. But you can see I've got a large assortment here of different pieces that would go with the color scheme or the theme. You know, we've got hearts on here. So we'll see what I end up with. I'm hoping that this mood board will inspire you to create this month. I'd love to see your scrapbook pages or cards or mixed media projects, whatever it is that you create. I'd love to see you share them with us. If you're on Instagram, you can tag us. We are the Inspiration Station CT for the state of Connecticut. If you're on Facebook, you can go to our page, which is the Inspiration Station Connecticut, and post them there. And I have an album set up for mood boards, and we will organize them by month. So I encourage you to try this. I think it'll be a lot of fun. I will be adding mine as I create them. So please join us and share your ideas. Thanks for watching.